As you step past 60, have you ever wondered whether forgetting where you parked your keys or the name of an old friend is something to worry about? Those little moments of absent-mindedness might seem like a normal part of aging. But what if they're not just ordinary forgetfulness? What if they signal something more serious? According to the World Health Organization, WHO, in 2024, over 55 million people worldwide are living with dementia, a condition that impairs memory, thinking skills, and significantly impacts daily life. In the US, the Alzheimer's Association reports that 6.9 million people aged 65 and older are facing Alzheimer's, the most common form of dementia. And that number keeps climbing each year. Even more concerning, nearly 60% of cases go undetected early, delaying care and placing a heavy burden on families. The cost of dementia care in the US in 2024 has soared to $360 billion, a staggering figure that underscores the urgency of early recognition. As a channel focused on health, psychology, and elder care, we're here to help you identify 10 early signs of dementia, subtle clues often overlooked, to empower you to act in time, safeguarding your brain health or that of a loved one. Let's dive in, because aging isn't just about living longer, it's about living well and fully. Let's start with memory, something we all want to hold on to until the end. Forgetting where you left your phone or a distant acquaintance's birthday is normal at this age. Who hasn't been there? But with dementia, memory loss goes beyond those minor slip-ups. You might notice a loved one forgetting a conversation from just 10 minutes ago, like asking, "What's for dinner?" right after finishing lunch with you. They might even stash items in odd places, putting a wallet in the fridge or car keys in the mailbox, without any recollection of doing so. This isn't the fleeting forgetfulness a morning coffee or quick nap can fix. It's the kind that disrupts daily life. Experts from the Alzheimer's Association explain that dementia often hits short-term memory first. Think forgetting a doctor's appointment set yesterday, or whether they locked the door before bed. Here's a tip: if you spot this in a loved one, suggest they use a small notebook or a phone app to jot down tasks. It eases their stress and lets you track if it's a recurring issue. Don't brush it off as just old age forgetfulness. This could be the first sign to watch for. Next up is trouble finding words. Haven't we all frozen mid-sentence, especially in a lively chat? But when it's not just a rare word slipping away but everyday ones, pay closer attention. Older adults might call a pot the cooking thing, or pause mid-sentence, eyes confused, unable to recall TV or phone. This isn't just a communication hiccup. It can make them shy away from talking, drifting from friends and family who once brought them joy. I heard about an elderly man in Oregon who stopped joining his golf buddies because he couldn't remember their names or what to call a golf club. If you notice a loved one hesitating, swapping random words, or going unusually quiet in conversations, try a simple word game. Point to objects around the house and ask what they call them. It's a fun way to gauge the situation and lift their spirits rather than letting them feel embarrassed or isolated. Apathy is another subtle sign we often miss, but it's crucial. Ever know a grandma who loved baking pumpkin pies for Halloween but now stares at the oven without turning it on? Or a grandpa who no longer cheers for Sunday football despite once being the loudest fan when his team scored? This isn't just tiredness or a passing funk. It's a prolonged loss of interest with no clear reason. Dementia can dim the brain regions driving motivation and emotion, leaving older adults uninterested in things they adored, from tending the backyard garden to watching cooking shows. A 2024 Alzheimer's Association study found apathy emerges early in nearly 40% of those later diagnosed with dementia, a number worth noting. Here's a tip. Invite them to do something light like a 15-minute neighborhood stroll or watching a short clip together. If they still decline without a reason, it might be time to chat with a doctor for a closer look. Have you noticed someone around you falling more? Not because of a rug or slippery floor, but on flat surfaces with nothing in the way, like the middle of the living room or a clear hallway. Frequent falls are a fourth sign we often dismiss, chalking it up to old age weakness or shaky legs. But a 2024 Alzheimer's Association report says those later diagnosed with dementia often struggle with balance early on, sometimes 5 to 10 years before obvious symptom. They might walk slower, take shorter steps as if afraid of falling, or wobble when standing up from a chair. Someone in Arizona shared that their mom fell 4 times in a month, once just from standing up from the sofa too fast. If you see this in a loved one, try adding handrails around the house, especially on stairs and in the bathroom, or encourage a cane for walking. It's not just about safety, it helps you spot if these falls hint at a deeper issue. If you find this info helpful for your loved one's health, drop a comment below. Have you noticed any of these signs in the older adults around you? Or want us to dive deeper into sleep care or another topic? Every line you write helps us protect aging health together, and I'd love to hear from you. This channel isn't just mine, it's ours. Don't forget to subscribe to join us for the long haul. Now, let's continue. Getting lost in familiar places is another worrying sign we shouldn't take lightly. Picture this: a grandma walks to the grocery store a few blocks away, where she's shopped for 25 years but can't find her way back, standing dazed at a familiar intersection. Or a grandpa drives from the nearby park, where he walked his dog daily, and suddenly doesn't recognize the turn home. This isn't losing your way like in an unfamiliar city. It's the brain failing to process space, a classic early dementia sign. I read about a Texas man lost for 2 hours because he forgot how to leave his lifelong neighborhood. If you see this in a loved one, try attaching a small tracker to their bag or phone, like GPS wristbands many US families use. Tech's a lifesaver now, especially for those who still want to venture out alone. Sleep can reveal a lot about brain health too. Older adults with dementia often face early sleep disruptions, up all night wandering the house for no reason, or napping all day in an armchair. Some thrash, yell in dreams, or even walk while asleep, telltale signs of Lewy body dementia. The WHO warns that poor sleep doesn't just worsen memory, it speeds brain decline, since sleep is when the brain cleans daily toxins. If a loved one wakes 6 times a night for no reason or sleeps so much they skip meals, try these. No coffee or tea after 2 p.m., keep the bedroom quiet and dark, or play soft music before bed. Tracking their sleep, like bedtime and wake-ups, is a smart way to share details with a doctor if more checks are needed. Physical changes are another clue we shouldn't overlook. Have you noticed someone walking more hunched over, taking shorter steps as if afraid of falling, or trembling when holding a glass of water? We often chalk it up to age, weak bones, less muscle strength, but with dementia, these changes stem from a decline in the brain areas controlling movement. An elderly woman in Colorado once shared that she could no longer hold chopsticks to eat, even though her hands weren't arthritic or inflamed. Some struggle with small tasks like buttoning a shirt, tying shoelaces, or even holding a spoon to eat soup. If you see a loved one moving unusually slowly or unable to do once familiar tasks, encourage them to try simple daily exercises, like raising their arms up and down 5 times or stepping over a line on the floor to practice balance. These not only keep their body flexible but also help you monitor if the issue worsens. Everyday tasks turning into challenges is another key sign we need to watch for. Think about it. Someone who used to roast chicken every weekend now stands blankly in front of the oven, unsure where to start, or forgets how to turn on the coffee maker despite brewing it right on time every morning for years. This isn't just missing a step, it's losing the ability to plan and execute, skills a healthy brain handles effortlessly. A man in Florida shared that his dad forgot how to turn on the TV despite watching the news every night for 30 years. If you notice a loved one struggling with familiar tasks like cooking, paying bills, or using the remote, try leaving short instructions like press the green button to start the machine and see if it helps. This not only supports them, but also lets you assess if the problem is more serious. Losing interest in conversation is the 9th sign, often mistaken for tiredness or a personality shift. Older adults might sit silently at family dinners, not joining in, even though they used to be the liveliest storyteller. It's not that they don't want to talk, They can't keep up anymore, forgetting details they just heard, struggling to find words or fearing they'll say something wrong. An elderly woman in Nevada once confided that she stopped calling her grandkids because she couldn't recall what she did yesterday to share. If you notice a loved one growing unusually quiet, try slowing down, asking simple questions like, "How's the weather today, Uncle?" Sometimes, just being there and listening patiently can make them feel more at ease and less alone. Finally, don't overlook the eyes, a surprising but vital sign. Older adults might stare blankly at one spot, not turning when you call, or bump into things because they misjudge distance, like tripping over a step or hitting a table right in front of them. This isn't just a vision issue fixable with glasses. It's dementia, affecting how the brain processes images. A 2024 Alzheimer's Association report notes that eye changes like trouble judging distance or tracking movement can appear early in dementia patients, especially Alzheimer's. If you see a loved one stumbling more, missing nearby objects, or gazing vacantly, take them for an eye check and talk to a doctor. It could be a key clue for early detection. Now, let's talk about protecting brain health. Not just by spotting signs, but through what we eat and do daily. The good news? You can start today with small, effective changes. Walking 30 minutes a day just around the neighborhood or a nearby park boosts blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients it craves. Keeping your brain busy matters too. Try crosswords, learning a new song, or listening to the radio news. These are like gym sessions for your mind, sharpening it up. Getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep nightly is non-negotiable, as it's when your brain cleans up and recovers. Cutting back on excessive alcohol, regularly checking blood pressure and cholesterol also lowers brain damage risks. A fresh idea many are trying: using phone reminder apps to track sleep, medication schedules, or even prompt standing up to move. Simple yet powerful, especially for older adults. But don't forget the power of food. What we eat can be a shield for the brain, especially at this age. Try bringing the Mediterranean diet into your daily life. It's proven to boost brain health. Fish, like salmon, mackerel, or sardines, are rich in omega-3s, healthy fats that protect neurons. Grill salmon with olive oil and herbs for dinner, or make a sardine sandwich on whole grain bread for lunch. Tasty and easy. Olive oil is a kitchen hero too. Use it to saute veggies, toss salads, or spread on bread instead of butter. It reduces inflammation and keeps blood vessels clear. Great for the brain. Greens, like spinach, kale, or broccoli, pack vitamin K and folate, supporting memory and cutting cognitive decline risks. Lightly steam broccoli as a side or blend spinach with banana for a morning smoothie. Simple and nutritious. Don't forget nuts, especially walnuts and almonds. Walnuts are rich in DHA, a type of omega-3 that boosts brain function. You can sprinkle them on morning oatmeal, toss them into a salad, or grab a small handful as a snack. Almonds pack vitamin E, protecting brain cells from aging. Try lightly roasting them with a pinch of salt to munch on while watching TV, or mix them into unsweetened yogurt for breakfast. Whole grains like oats, brown rice, or whole grain bread provide steady energy for the brain, preventing those sugar crashes that leave you unfocused. Cook oatmeal with a drizzle of honey and some berries for breakfast, or swap white rice for brown rice at dinner. Tasty and great for long-term health. Berries like blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are superfoods for the brain thanks to their high antioxidant content, which reduces inflammation and shields neurons. We've mentioned these superfoods in previous videos, so feel free to check them out. Green tea is another fantastic choice. It has mild caffeine and L-theanine, keeping you alert without the jitters of coffee, while also supporting memory. Lastly, dark chocolate. At least 70% of cocoa is a little treat for the mind, with flavonoids that boost blood flow to the brain. These foods aren't complicated. They're easy to find at your local supermarket, and you can weave them into daily meals without much effort. They're simple ways to nourish your brain. The best part? They don't just help memory, they also support a healthy heart, strong bones, and better mood, things we all crave at this age. If you'd like us to keep bringing you info like this, hit subscribe and share your thoughts. Every like, every comment fuels us to help more older adults live healthier lives. Join me in reaching our first 1,000 subscribers, making this channel a go-to spot for protecting aging health, from signs to watch for to foods to eat. I need your support to make it happen. Acting early is the best way to protect brain health, not just for you, but for your loved ones too. If you spot any of the 10 signs above, from frequent forgetting and falling to getting lost or losing interest, don't hesitate. Take your loved one for a checkup or assess yourself if you're concerned. Dementia care costs are steep, a heavy burden on families and healthcare systems. Yet early detection can cut those costs and grant more healthy years, giving patients extra joyful days with family, whether baking together, watching football, or just chatting on the porch. Our channel is here to walk with you on that journey, offering practical info, simple tips, and encouragement, so you don't feel alone. You know, every day I create this content, I think of older adults out there, people who could live better if we spread this knowledge together. Got an idea, a question, or just want to say, "I'll try adding walnuts to breakfast"? Leave a comment. Every line you write helps us build a healthier community where aging health gets the care it deserves. Help me make this channel a place everyone wants to visit, from those learning about dementia to anyone aiming to live well daily. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to hear from you.